up, guys? We are in the nerd room, and if you know, I have been redoing the entire nerd room. I've been adding new shelves and I'm rearranging everything, so it's been a long process, and I haven't done a full review of the room yet because I'm not done with it, and I'm not done with it now, and that's not what this video is going to be about. Yesterday, I was out with my girlfriend. We was out just doing chores. You know, we had to go do some grocery shopping and stuff like that. I wasn't out hunting, so I wasn't out filming or anything like that. And we stopped and got us something to eat. And at the place where we got something at, they had some people out there that was doing like charity for a shelter for abandoned animals and stuff like that. And they came and talked to us, and we said, oh, we didn't know there was a place here that did stuff like that. And so we talked to them. We decided to go check it out when we left there. We went and checked it out, and you know, just to see what the place was like. It was really cool. Well, right next to that, we had never seen before, there was this place there that was called What a Bargain. And I'd heard about it before, but I'd never actually been inside there. And it's not really my type of store. They sell like bin style stuff, but it's all like new, you know, leftover, you know, pallet stuff. You know, it's nothing vintage or anything like that. They just do, it's all newer stuff, like hand-me-down newer stuff, still in package, like old Dollar General stuff. So not really my type of store to go into, but it was right there next to it, and we was right there. I said, let's just go look just to see. We go in, we walk around. Sure enough, it's exactly like what I thought it was. It's just a bunch of stuff, nothing in there of any interest that I wanted to. So we made our way around it. We was in and out in like, you know, what made around it in like less than 5 minutes, you know, just looking at everything. And so I'm on my way out the door, and I look over, and the guy that's running the place, you know, a little small place, one dude there behind the counter, that's all is there. I look over, and he's got a huge pile of comics setting up on his desk, and I was like, what's up with the comics? He's like, somebody came up here and dropped them off, asked me if I wanted to go through them, and you know, whatever. And I said, well, you know, I like comics. I was like, what do you got there? And he's like, oh, I'm going through a bunch of Superman and Batman stuff right now, which that's usually not the stuff I collect. If you've kept up with the channel, you know what kind of stuff I'm looking for. You know, I like the old retro 90s stuff like Beavis and Butthead, the Max, you know, Ren and Stimpy, stuff like that. And he said, I told him that, and he said, well, I've got some comics here that you might be interested in. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, I've got some stacks right there. I've done went through it. And he doesn't know anything about comics. He just organized them by what they were. He had 2 stacks of comics over on the side that I was like, what? And that's this right here. Look at that chunky stack. Let me tell you something. Out of that huge chunk stack, that's only 2 different comics. And I'm going to show you what we found. It was crazy, guys. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. It was, I mean, I'm still just speechless. I have not even went through this. I just kind of like put my hand through a little bit of it, thumbed it a little bit, and I was like, I want these comics. And he was like, I was like, how much you want? He's like, make me an offer. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, just make me an offer. I don't care. I was like, okay. So I put these 2 big stacks together, offered him $40, and he took it. Guys, here's the first part. This right here is nothing but Spawn. All Spawn comics right here. I mean, a ton. Look, there's a Spawn #1 right there. Spawn #1. Spawn 3. Spawn 6. 7. 8. 9. 11. 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, then we jumped to 32, 40, and 41. Holy cow, guys. He had that whole set sitting there, and I was like, what? And I have just started getting into Spawn. I mean, I've been into it a long time, but I've never really started collecting them. And guys, a huge stack of Spawn to start off with a Spawn number 1 right there thrown in. So that was super crazy. I have not went through all of them to make sure that they are first prints or not, but I did look at a handful of them, and a handful of them were all first prints. So it all looks to be the original first prints. So I'm happy about that. I will go through it in more detail later on. But then, this is what blows my mind, guys. This is what blows my mind. Guys, if you've been following the channel, you know that one of the comics that I have been wanting to try to complete the run of is the Max.
It's wet. Dark and wet. It's the kind of weather that penetrates. Makes your skin feel itchy and oily. Dirty kind of, but real too. That's good. It's time for cheers. Sam and Diane, Norm Peterson, the coach, and then after he died, Woody. I don't have a TV now, but that's okay.
Spoken like a true fanatic.
The shows in my mind are almost always better.
Who are you to assume responsibility for their lives?
I am the Max. Answer your phone.
And I love the Max. And right there next to this huge stack of Spawn that he had sitting there was this stack. And guys, this is a stack of nothing but the Max comics. What? The Max comics, dude. I hardly ever see these out in the wild a lot. Like, I'll see them randomly. Like, I might find 1 or 2 here and there. You know what I mean? Like, nobody carries them. Like, it's very, very sporadic in this area. This is a huge stack of nothing but the Max. And there is a ton of Max in that I do not have in my collection. Let's run through it real quick. First off, there was these 2 little oddballs, which is a mini comic. A mini Max comic right here. Issue number 2, mini Max comic. Little tiny comic. And then there is this right here, which I'll have to look more into this because I don't know this one as well. But this is Friends of Max number 1. I didn't even know that there was a Friends of Max. I don't know what is up with this comic, so I'll have to look up in that. But then let's just go through. I know these are somewhat out of order, but we have Max 22, 23, 20, 24, 25, 16, 17, 18, number 3, 15, 13, 14, 12, 11, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, and then there was, okay, that was all of the Max right there. And then at the very bottom, there was, once again, another set that I like to try to collect. There was 1, 2, and 3 of Pit. Guys, I cannot believe how crazy it was. I wasn't filming. I didn't even think the store would have anything like that, which they don't. And he told me they normally don't have any stuff like that. It was just randomly a guy dropped his stuff up there and was like, hey, would you be interested in some of this? And he was like, well, I'll take a look through it. And he's like, I know nothing about comic books. And I was like, yeah. I was like, and he had a ton more there to go through. But I was looking at it, and it was mostly a lot of like Batman, Superman, some Robin, some other stuff like that, which there are some of those I do collect. Mostly I just like those, like if it's got a really cool artwork or something like that. I'm not really big into those comics, just for some fact there's so many. I want to be able to try to collect entire runs, and like with stuff like this right here, I know for a fact there's only an X amount of issues. You know what I mean? Like the max, if I ain't mistaken, it's like 44 or 46 issues, something like that. Pit is the same as like 30 something. I know like Ren and Stimpy's like 30 or 40 something, you know, stuff like that. Which Spawn, I know, is a lot more than that. Spawn goes way on up into hundreds of issues. But with this stack of Spawn right here, we have a lot of the very first ones, you know, like from like 1 to like, I would say at least like 1 to like 25 to 30, almost 100% run right there. So that's crazy to just randomly find that stuff out there, man. Like I said, I wasn't filming. It was just such a huge bag. I didn't even have time to go through it because we was kind of in a hurry, and I was just like, dude, I'll make you an offer on it. And he was like, yeah, make an offer. And I was like, $40, guys, $40 for this. I mean, I've only got a little bitty table here, and it's like freaking, look at that, $40. There's well over 40 issues of comics here. So we're talking less than $1 a comic. Anywhere you go, you will never hardly ever find comics for less than $1. You know what I mean? Like, as always, usually, if you're just flipping through long boxes and stuff at random, you know, flea markets or yard sales or stuff, most people are like $1 a comic, $1 a comic, if they're just trying to get rid of it. Sometimes they'll make you an offer if you buy 3 or 4, you know, and be like, oh, a couple bucks, something like that. But usually $1 a comic is what you're going to find. I don't know how many here, but I would say at least probably 50, maybe 60 comics, somewhere around in here is what I've got sitting here. I haven't counted them. For $40, so we're talking like maybe like 75 cents a piece, something like that. And of one whole complete thing, it's like a whole bunch of Spawn, a whole bunch of Max, the stuff that I want, the stuff that I love finding. Guys, it was crazy. It was one of those unexpected things. I didn't get to film. I just figured I'd bring it back, show you what I found. Super awesome. Guys, I hope you enjoy this type of content. I super duper appreciate it. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. That way you'll know the next time I drop a video like this. Because I will be doing the new Nerd Room reveal here before too long. You're getting a little taste of it right now. As you can see, I don't have everything displayed yet. I've got a lot of stuff to still go through. I've still got some rearranging over here to do. So be looking forward to that, and be looking forward to other content of me finding all this stuff out in the wild, yard sales, flea markets, thrift stores, doing deals on Facebook Marketplace, all that cool stuff. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, peace.